alone for this time, returning to the peace of my mind. Fear falls away, crack the shell of a new day.
Boy, this is a little Fakula day of Idinka Ifa Temple. Good morning. So today is Itadogun. We'll be doing our Itadogun today. So yeah, that is when we cast Ifa for the blessings of the next 17 days. So Itadogun merely means 17. So what I want to do, I want to begin by feeding Ifa. So Ifa o Mojuba, Mojuba, Mojuba lọ, Mojuba lẹ́dà, Mojuba lóró mọ̀lẹ́, Mojuba bọ̀bọ̀ ọmọlẹ̀, Mojuba bọ̀wé mọ̀lẹ́, Mojuba bọ̀wé ìpín tí mo bèrè sí ọmọ, Mojuba aṣọ gbọ́dẹ̀, Mojuba gbọ́dẹ̀, Mojuba fàáfàá, Mojuba tí ọmọ àgbà flọ́ọ̀dì, Mojuba fọlá ọkọ̀ yẹn tí Mojuba fi ìjọba, Mojuba fi ìjọba, Mojuba mi lé mi lé ṣọmọ lọ́wọ́ ìṣẹ̀lá fún mi, Mojuba basket my life in the first, Mojuba to all of our elders, Mojuba to our ancestors, Mojuba with the Mojuba for dinner, Mojuba cooking in the process, Mojuba Dale, Mojuba Dale, Mojuba Namu, Mojuba cooking, Mojuba for the rock, Mojuba Jenny, Mojuba Steady Dale, Mojuba for Dale, Mojuba Jenny, Mojuba for Nene King, Mojuba Mono Black, Mojuba to my elders, Mojuba to my parents, yeah, Pastor, Baba Robert, Matthew McCoy, Mojuba to Shala Brother Popola, Mojuba Idao, Mojuba Olubo, Agbola, Mojuba Felipe da Silva, if I call upon you, I ask for blessings for all of us on this Itadogun. Push away death, push away sickness, push away cases and controversy, ward off fights, litigation, nonsense, and advice. Push all these evil things away from Catherine, Omo, Sue, Robert, Omo, Kathy, Taylor, Omo, Deborah, Guy, Omo, Taylor, Solani, Omo, Taylor, Zayd, Omo, Taylor, Fadeka, Omo, Kathy, Robert, Omo, Kathy, McCoy, Fakola, Omo, Kathy, support, Thunder, Steve, Omo, support, Mancha Walker, Dino, Omo, Margaret, support, Mark Anthony, Omo, Merced, support, Jessica Blanco, support all the members of Thinking Christ and Temple at this time. We ask you accept this OB or Roko. Ile Mopel, September Mopel, Limited Mopel, Elamia Mopel, Abenda Mopel, if I'm okay, if you accept this or Roko. Accept this or Roko. Which will allow Joko with all the years to us. death, remove illness, remove cases and controversy, what our fights, litigation, losses, and our fights. For our next 17 days, remove all death, sickness, cases, controversy, fights, litigation, losses, fights from us at this time. Lemon brown, set to lemon brown, elementary. If I'm perpetuating you now, the second OB, remove all death, remove all sickness from us, remove cases and controversy, what our fights, litigation, losses, and our fights. Now, you find that we have cleaned off. Now we're on next 17 days. Please, ward off all death, sickness, cases, controversy, ward off fights, litigation, losses, and our fights from us. Bring forth to us all good things of life. Did that. All right. How's everyone? All right, so we're going to cast Ifa for the temple. The temple members, please pray. And yeah, let's just get ready for some good information and positivity. Orumila, Soro Dayo, Rumila, let us know if I would come. Casting Ifa for Ibn Kai for temple, our Itadogun support all of our members, support Catherine, I'm on the show, Robert, I'm on Catherine, Kano, I'm on Davis, I'm on Taylor, Solani, I'm on Taylor, Jane, I'm on Taylor, Dete, I'm on Catherine, Robert, I'm on Catherine, McCoy, support Fakola, I'm on Catherine, support Rachel Walker, Dean, I'm on myself, support Sharon, I'm on Shamina, support Marisha Walker, Dean, support Candace Rachel, I'm on Lisa Cruz, support Mark Anthony, I'm on myself, support Jessica Blanco, support all of our members. What our fault, death, sickness, cases, controversy, what our fights, litigation, losses, not our fights, what our witchcraft, negative energy, bring forth to us on life, love, spouse, good children, ability, prosperity, victory, all diversity, peace of mind, joy, healing, success, all good things of life. Ashe. Do not say F means no doubt. Say no. Be clear. Oh, Ramila, please. What off all death, sickness, cases. Scatter our enemies, confuse them. If I would assume I take back. good side. You ready? You ready? Cool. Under. Ogbedi. What's up, lady? Ajé. Bueno. Tende. Ibe aya. It did Itadogun. Ebo. Akunebo. Shit, Wese. Itadogun. Orin. 85. Feed Egbe. Feed the Risha. Bunda Kara. Rosun Sara. Shadwala. Ori. Ori with Obiorogba. It'll be Orogbo to Ori. Ebo. 4 brooms. 4 coconuts. 4 pigeons. 1 hiko. No susa. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshisha. Hey, good morning, Caro. Thank you for joining us for our Itadogun. I am Olu Fakola de Edinkai Temple. The Odu that we have received is Eretengbe, Erete Ogbe. So, Ifa gives us so many blessings. And there are a couple of warnings. This is the Odu of Ologbo Jigolo. And Olokbo Gigolo is the cat. Ifa says that many of our members are like the cat. And what that means is that many of us have been essentially underestimated. Underestimated in the sense that folks think that we may be, mm, we are less strong than what we may be, or thinking that we may be less qualified than we may be, or basically underestimated. The reason I say that is the cat is an animal that many people look at and like as a lazy animal, and it walks and it exists in a very unassuming way. It isn't until that cat springs into action. And so many of us may be underestimated, looked at as they're, they're not going to succeed, they're not going to react, they don't have in them, or they're not like that. And many of us are actually like that. So in terms of that, we are much like the cat, like Ologbo Gigolo. In that regard, what that also means is the challenges that many of us have experienced up to this point with the blessings of Ifa, we're going to land on our feet. Just like, you can throw a cat, or a cat could jump, fall, tumble. Cat has 9 lives, but the other aspect is the cat typically lands on its feet. So Ifa is saying that we too will be able to land on our feet after any kind of challenge. Along with that, Ifa says on this Odu that we need not be stubborn. Please do not be stubborn and also be doubting what Ifa is saying. Stubbornness and even doubt is something that will land us in trouble. This is the story of the um, snail seller. It was a woman, and she went for Ifa consultation to see if she would be able to receive more money for what she was doing. The Babalawo said that she would be able to receive more money, she would be great, but the key thing is that she needed to avoid selling or having anything to do with snails. The woman didn't listen and went and gathered her snails because she felt that the Babalawo was trying to infringe on her business. So eventually she goes, gathers the snails. The snails create a snail trail on her baby wrapper. She goes home, and what also occurs is she lays out her baby wrapper with her baby, takes the snails out, everything. The baby is taken out. Her husband comes, and he looked at the wrapper, and the way that snail tracks look, they don't look very flattering. I'm not going to be explicit, but they don't look very flattering. They look like something very vulgar and very sexual had happened. And as a result, the husband thought that his wife was cheating, and he beat her. And the beating resulted in her death. So, in terms of this story, there are a lot of warnings here. One, please um, do not doubt what Ifa is saying. Two, please do not be stubborn. Stubbornness is something that will get us problems. Inflexibility, all of those things. And for couples, please do your very best to work your challenges out. If you have an argument, if you have a disagreement, work it out amicably and work it out in a way that you are talking. Okay, don't work it out with hands. Don't work it out with fists. Please, um, work it out in discussing and all of those things. Um, Another message of Eretende. Ifa says, please do not lose your temper. Do not lose your temper. Do not get so angry that you blow your top. This is the story of the bat. And when many of us go to look at the bat has like the head of a dog. The reason is because the bat is an owl, and that bat used to come around and irritate the babalaos and disrespect the babalaos because um, the bat could take his head off, flip it up in the air, and then he'd catch it on his neck. And what he would do this and embarrass all the babalaos and Orisha priests and everything in the area and say, if you aren't this powerful, you can't do this. So what they did is they enlisted Eshu Odara. And when the bat took his head off, Eshu Odara came and snatched it. And that was how he lost his head. In terms of that, afterwards, the bat went for Ifa consultation, and the Babal then assisted him. They replaced his head with that of a dog. He needed to offer a bow with one dog, and they slaughtered the dog, and he had to offer that bow by putting the head of a dog where his head was during the whole ebo. And that was how the bat gained the appearance of that of a dog. So Ifa is saying, please do not do things that will make you lose your head. Do not engage in things that will make you snap to a judgment. So what Ifa is saying here, at this time, there is the possibility of making a very destructive snap judgment. And what Ifa is saying is investigate before you make a judgment. Because during this time period, more than likely, I would say 90% of the time, um, the judgments that we will be making, if we make them as snap judgments, as quick judgments, as uh, those judgments will be wrong. This is the story of Ochosi. And as Ochosi was out catching bats for his abo, he went into the forest and he was shooting them down. And that's um, uh, he had a moniker signature arrow. His mother came through, saw he had been shooting down bats, gathered the bats and the arrows, and took them back home. As Ochosi was coming back, he noticed that someone had taken all of his bats. He said that they had stolen them. And as a result, Ochosi decided to take matters into his hand. And he shot the arrow into the air and he said, by aggressive Olodumare, let this arrow hit the target of the person who has taken my bats. And he shot, and um, as he shot, it hit the mark and it hit his mother and killed her. And he regretted it. Ifa is saying that we do not need to be making any sort of snap judgments, quick judgments on people, things, whatever, because those judgments, more than likely during this time, will end up wrong. They will end up getting us in more trouble than anything else. So be very careful with that. The general taboos here, one of the main taboos are some of the things I was saying: not to lose your temper, not to make snap judgments, not to get into any altercation with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you. Also, this Odu says that there is the very real possibility of blood pressure issues, circulatory issues. There's particular about this to assist individuals who have those sort of problems with heart circulation to get the heart working and circulating well again. So if you have that challenge, the that can be something separate, but there's a particular medicine that needs to be made for that. So if you have that kind of issue, let me know and we can handle it immediately. Okay. Um so at this time the biggest one of the taboos is um consuming coconut. Please, no coconut. Um, not ingesting it. Okay. Also, I would also add no cola nut, like eating cola nut. Um, please avoid, like if you have snails, um, now's the time to move the snails perhaps out of the house. Not it is not a good time to be in the business of selling snails during this next 17 days. So if you have them, it's you can keep them, just move them elsewhere and that kind of a thing. So um the bow here is for pigeons, for bananas, for coconuts, um, one he goat. All right. So we will offer that elbow as soon as possible. Trying to figure out when is the best day. But yeah, so we'll do that. So let me prepare the tabo issue. One shot back, Keshuba. Osherola. Okay. If I will, if I would come on this tabo issue for the members of Indian Kaifa Temple. For Itadogun for if I will come offering this Taibo issue on Retengbe um Retengbe uh just swim up the stream. Just swim vigorously against the current of the stream to extract water from a sponge This was Ifa cast for Orumila when he was taking care of other people's concerns over his own. He was advised to offer up. He complied. Now to Alara, now to Ajero, now to Awarangu. I'm taking care of my own concerns. When own concerns are important, one's own concerns are necessary. If I please help us to be taking care of our own concerns, we offer a bowl with 4 pigeons, 4 brooms, 4 coconuts, 1 he got our share. For Monica Bofin, for Monica Bodai, for Monica Bola to fish 1 Earth and bay. Carry me on your head and I'll recite a dangerous Ifa. Cast me down and I will recite benevolent ones. I only recite benevolent Ifa. This is Ifa cast for the deadfall trap, for the other traps, and for the hook. Excuse me, cast Ifa for Orisha when she was lamenting in her inability to have children. She was advised of her but she complied. Now, cast Ifa for the hook, the deadfall trap, and the other traps. They're advised to offer a bowl of 6 fish to protect their mother from blindness. They're advised to offer a bowl. Only the hook complied. Now, everything that the fish needs is in the water. Why are you looking at the hook? If I help us to pay attention to our own business. If I without our death, without sickness, cases, controversy, without fights, litigation, losses, now in fights, paid for death, so death will not affect us, paid for sickness, so sickness will not tie us down. We paid for witchcraft, so witchcraft will not affect us, paid for danger, so danger will not affect us, paid for all challenges, so they will not affect us, paid for tragedy, so tragedy will not affect us, paid times long life, paid for good spouses, we paid for great wealth, we paid for 7-figure income. We paid for victory over adversity, peace of mind. We paid for joy. We paid for success. We paid to have stable homes. We paid to have healthy children. We paid to have healthy elders, family members, and healthy relationships. Sure. Okay. So I prepared the Taibo Eshu. It's going to go straight to Eshu right now. So those of you who would like to be involved in this Ebo, just let me know. Or excuse me, you can send the OWO, send the money to the information below, and we'll get you involved. Those people who are members of Idinka, your Ebo is paid for. And yeah, tap in with us. I plan to have this Ebo done by next week. Or excuse me, by this week, excuse me. So with the grace of Olodumare, the Ebo should be done before the next Oshefa, which the next Oshefa is Friday. So thank you very much. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboto, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Aboru, boye, gbogbo awo. Aboru, boye, ẹ̀yin babaláwo. Èèyàn ìbọrù, boye.